So it's comitant, meaning that the eyes, they are having a constant relationship with each other in all directions of cases. So what else will we do now?
अब हम कवर अनकवर करेंगे.
ठीक है, तो कवर एंड कवर टेस्ट, कवर स्लैश अनकवर टेस्ट, राइट?
पहले हर्शबर्ग्स टेस्ट कर लेंगे.
यस.
नहीं, हमें कोई पेरेंट स्क्विंट नहीं नजर आ रहा ना.
तो उससे पता चल जाएगा ना.
हर्शबर्ग से पता लगेगा ना. That is correct. We have to do a Hirschberg's test. Okay. This is the sequence which we discussed last time, अगर आपको याद हो. So on H test there is no apparent deviation.
लेकिन वो तो हमें बगैर हर्शबर्ग के भी नजर आ जाएगा कि कोई
कैसे पता लगेगा?
deviation.
कैसे पता लगेगा?
ऐसे ही आंखों से देख के.
Last time मैंने आपको एक तस्वीर दिखाई थी, if you remember. मतलब it's not necessarily the case over here. Last time I saw you, मतलब एक तस्वीर दिखाई थी जिसमें pseudo squint and the child had epicanthal. This was the picture, right?
Epicanthus.
So apparently there is a squint. आपको देख के तो squint पता लग रहा है. But how do you know this is not a real squint? This is a pseudo squint. Apart from this title.
ठीक.
कैसे पता लग रहा है? मुझे बता दो कैसे पता लग रहा है?
हर्शबर्ग से ही पता लगेगा जब हम वो रिफ्लेक्स देखेंगे कि वो सेंटर में है.
इस पिक्चर में you can see that the reflexes are centered, even though nasal sclera is not visible, right? So we cannot say that there's a manifest squint or there's a tropia or a phoria. We cannot differentiate until we perform the Hirschberg's test. Okay, that is the first thing you have to do before the cover and cover. So on Hirschberg's test, there is no apparent deviation. And after down cover and cover, we find out that there is we have a left exophoria. कवर पे कैसे पता लगेगा कि लेफ्ट एक्सोफोरिया?
फोरिया अनकवर करने पे पता चलता है ना.
लेफ्ट आई को कवर करेंगे.
हाँ, लाइक हमने फ्यूजन जब ब्रेक कर देते हैं तो वो आई बाहर निकल जाती है जहाँ उसकी टेंडेंसी होती है.
बिल्कुल. The tendency we saw that in left
जब हम उठाते हैं
exophoria.
तो वापस आ रही है.
बिल्कुल. So in left exophoria, when left eye will be covered, it will deviate outwards, and we remove that covered, the recovering movement will be inwards, right? So on this we have found out on these examinations that our diagnosis is of left exophoria. ठीक है? So this is like exophoria. quickly हम compare कर लेते हैं इसके साथ जो हमने स्टार्ट में किए थे, 4 or 6 over here, right? So you can see that the first 5 over here in comitant squint, in manifest squint, are the same as the first 5. These tests are important. These are necessary when you're diagnosing or you're working up for a case of squint, whether it's a phoria or a tropia. So the path said that diverge. What do we do now? We have made our diagnosis. How will we further investigate this diagnosis? What tests do we need to do?
हम हर्शबर्ग टेस्ट क्यों कर रहे हैं? मतलब इसमें तो कोई अपरेंट डेविएशन है ही नहीं ना. तो
अपरेंट डेविएशन हमें कैसे पता लगेगा?
तो कवर एंड कवर से पता लगता है फोरिया या ट्रोपिया.
बिल्कुल, फोरिया एंड ट्रोपिया तो कवर एंड कवर से हमें पता लगता है. बट फोरिया एंड ट्रोपिया हर्शबर्ग टेस्ट पे आपको पता लग सकता है.
हाँ, मतलब डेविएशन, डिग्री ऑफ डेविएशन या एंगल पता लगता है ना कि कितना कॉर्नियल रिफ्लेक्स डेविएट.
हाँ, वो ठीक है, आपको एंगल ऑफ डेविएशन से बिल्कुल पता लग रहा है. दैट इज करेक्ट. लेकिन एंगल ऑफ डेविएशन अगर है उसका मतलब यही है ना कि द स्क्विंट इज मैनिफेस्ट, द डेविएशन इज मैनिफेस्टेड, राइट?
हाँ, मतलब ट्रोपिया है.
ट्रोपिया है, बिल्कुल. तो अगर आप एक हर्शबर्ग टेस्ट करते हैं इन एनी पर्सन and if he does not have an angle of deviation or corneal reflex is centered है, you can say that there is no deviation and it's not a tropia. ठीक है? तो we have to rule out that possibility ना. हो सकता है कि he has a microtropia. Microtropia is not word, मतलब microtropia में discuss नहीं किया पिछली बार, but microtropia is a small deviation less than 10 degrees or 10 I think prism diopters. बहुत small होती है. It's not apparent even normally. So हो सकता है he has that deviation. He has a very minor deviation which we cannot see apparently with our naked eyes. The thing is that when we have to work up any squint and we have to know whether it's manifest or latent, we always perform the Hirschberg test first. क्योंकि उस पे हमें पता लगता है. Okay, if there is any discrepancy or anomaly or हमारे जो further investigations है, they are countering the Hirschberg test. So we have to perform the other tests जिनसे angle of deviation हमें पता लगता है, including the prism bar test and the synaptophore. But in initial workup, we have to do edge test because we cannot say without this proper examination whether the deviation is manifested or latent. जैसे मैंने pseudo squint के example दिए ना, in this case of pseudo squint, the cause of pseudo squint is large telecanthic folds, epicanthic folds, and a flat nasal bridge. इसके अलावा there are many causes of pseudo squint. Pseudo squint can occur in hypermetropia. It can occur in myopia even. Okay, meaning that in a myopic person, he can have a squint. जो हमें दूर से लगे कि squint है, लेकिन जब हम Hirschberg's test perform करें, we will see that there is no the corneal reflexes are centered. वो क्यों होता है? That's another discussion. The important point here is that we cannot say without Hirschberg's test whether it's a tropia or a phobia. ठीक है? So how will we further manage this patient? Further work up this patient?
Specific test अब फोरिया के लिए करेंगे.
Specific test फोरिया के what are the principles? आप टेस्ट के नाम ना मुझे बताना. What do we need to see now? What are the principles on which those tests are based? वो सारी
Which type
कहानी
of
इसके अंदर.
फोरिया it is?
Which type of foria it is, right? So on cover test, we saw that it's a left exophoria, meaning that the recovery movement is towards the nose. So in order to confirm which type of foria it is and how many degrees of that foria, what we will do? क्या करेंगे?
Maddox rod test.
Maddox rod test. ठीक है, एक टेस्ट का नाम आ गया है. क्या होता है अभी देख लेते हैं. What else can we do?
Prisms use करेंगे.
ठीक है, we can use prisms. Prisms हम क्यों यूज करते हैं वो भी हम देख लेते हैं. और जो prism के साथ टेस्ट होता है उसका नाम मैं अभी नहीं बताऊंगा. We will write it down later. What else can we use? One more thing.
Synaptophore.
Synaptophore. Why do we use synaptophore?
Binocular vision भी test हो जाएगी.
Yes, binocular vision भी test हो जाएगी. And there is also one important thing in binocular vision that you have to test. We have to check the fusional reserve. जो binocular से हम check. We saw that synaptophore. We discussed last time that synaptophore is used to test the binocular vision. So the grade 2 binocular vision is fusion. And how much discrepancy can the eyes they withstand before fusion is broken? That can also be tested by the synaptophore. So these are some of the tests which are specific for phorias, including Maddox rod test. Another is the Maddox wing test. Rod and a wing. इससे आपको थोड़ा सा idea हो जाएगा. Then we use prisms. Why do we use prisms here? Or हमने last time prisms क्यों use किए थे in commutative
एंगल देखने के लिए.
Angle of deviation, yes.
Angle deviation.
One more thing we use prisms. One more thing. We also use prisms to detect fusional reserve. कैसे होता है इसकी मैं आपको एक वीडियो भेजूंगा. इसके बाद तो let's discuss briefly. हमें पता है कि cover and cover test क्या होता है. All of you must know the cover and cover test. उसकी वीडियो भी भेजी थी ग्रुप में. If anyone has not seen it, तो दोबारा देखें. You have to memorize. You have to always have in mind those movements जो होंगी, जिससे आपको पता लगेगा. The Hirschberg's test and the cover and cover test, right? So what is the Maddox-Rod test? The Maddox-Rod test से पहले, this is a diagram showing the effects of. Let's say that the left eye is deviated outwards, right? The F is the fovea, and the O is the optical axis. The fovea is not being used by the left eye. This O part is being used to look. Let's say that the right eye is fixing on an object normally, and this left eye is not fixing, and it is deviated. Okay, this is the straight path of left eye. Okay, so when we introduce a prism, what that prism does is it inhibits the normal part and it deviates the light rays towards that object depending upon the power. Okay, so the eye, it क्योंकि eye को तो normal f से देखने की आदत है ना, it has to see through the O. So the eye, it moves and it deviates so that it can maintain its original relationship with that object. ठीक है, कि हमने लास्ट टाइम थोड़ा सा डिस्कस किया था. इट्स लिटिल बिट कंफ्यूजिंग क्योंकि प्रिज्म से जब कॉन्सेप्ट ना हो, वी हैव टू स्लोली इंट्रोड्यूस दैट. तो इसको हम दोबारा एक बार एंड पे डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है, सो दिस इज अ मैडक्स रॉड. जस्ट रिगार्ड दिस फॉर अ मोमेंट. दिस इज द रॉड. दिस इज द मैडक्स रॉड टेस्ट बीइंग कंडक्टेड. इसमें होता क्या है? You can see that this is an object or the instrument being used. This is called the Maddox rod. There are red rods, which can either be oriented horizontally or vertically. These are cylindrical rods, cylinders. So we know that cylinders, they just are spherical lenses होते हैं. They focus light rays on a single point. ठीक है? Cylindrical lenses, they focus light rays in a single line like this. ठीक है, spherical lenses point पे focus करते हैं. Cylindrical lenses, they focus light in a single line. So when the Maddox rod, the cylinders are horizontal, what will happen is that light passing through these cylindrical lenses, it will appear as a single red line. जब ये horizontal होंगे तो कोई भी लाइट, कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट, कोई भी बल्ब अगर आप पेशेंट को दिखा रहे हैं, तो इट विल अपीयर थ्रू दीज रॉड्स इन अ हॉरिजॉन्टल orientation as a single vertical line. Similarly, if the person is looking at a light bulb through the Maddox rod, when the rods are vertical, okay, that bulb or that light will appear as a single horizontal line. What is happening over here is that the right eye, when the rod is oriented horizontally, okay, it's front of the right eye. So the right eye is only seeing this bright red light, bright red line. Okay, and the left eye is seeing the object or the bulb in regard. Okay, this left eye is not seeing this red line. In the red line, this right eye is only seeing the red line. It is not seeing the bulb as it is. So when there is no deviation in the eyes, what happens is that the bulb and the red light, they appear in one line. Why do they appear in one line? Because there is normal fusion. There is, although fusion has been broken, there is a normal alignment or a normal relationship between both the eyes in this case. Okay? So what is a phoria? We said a phoria is a discrepancy or a deviation of the visual axis when fusion is broken. As you can see that in this case, fusion is broken because the left eye is looking at something else and the right eye is looking at something else. So if there's a deviation, it will manifest now. So if there is an ESO deviation, ESO means that one eye has to look inwards. Okay, so what will happen is that or if there's an exodeviation, similarly, the two objects, they will not appear in a single line. Okay? One will be deviated inside and one will be deviated outside. अब इसमें क्या हो रहा है? This is actually the view of what the patient is saying. When we say that there's a right esodiviation, it means that the right eye is looking inwards. Okay? And when it's looking inwards, what will happen is that if the right eye is over here and the left eye is over here, if the left eye is completely seeing in front, the right eye will look inwards. That's why it is appearing over here. And similarly, in an exodeviation, when the right eye is looking over here and the left eye is here, the right eye is looking outwards. Okay? We take the point of regard as this right over here. ठीक है? कुछ समझ आई है मैडिक शॉर्ट टेस्ट की आपको? ठीक है? So this was the medic short test.
ये सब्जेक्टिव मेथड है ना, मतलब पेशेंट खुद बताएगा.
Yes, this is a subjective method. The patient has to tell you. इसमें आप इतनी जज कह सकते हैं. आप जज ये एंड पे क्योंकि हाँ बिल्कुल बात ठीक है, इसमें बात करेंगे. This is a subjective method. इसमें patient आपको ही बताएगा. You cannot say for yourself. क्योंकि the patient will tell कि कौन सा object किधर नजर आ रहा है और कितनी deviation है. Similarly, when the rods are placed vertically or line horizontal हो जाती है, we see that if the light and the line, the vertical horizontal red line, they are in the same plane, एक ही जगह पे हैं, तो we can say that there is no deviation even when the fusion is broken, यानी कि फोरिया नहीं है. लेकिन अगर right ऊपर आ जाती है a hyperdeviation और light नीचे चली जाती है, तो this means that there is a foria which is manifested when the fusion is broken. Okay? So this is the Maddox-Rod test. याद रखना है, the Maddox-Rod test is used to measure the forias at a distance for far vision. ठीक है? An important thing that the Maddox-Rod test is used for far vision. For near vision, we use the Maddox swing. Okay, same concept है that we have to break the fusion, and instead of using these rods to break the fusion, what we do is we place a wing in front of one of the eyes. This is the Maddox wing. This whole apparatus is fitted on the patient, on the person. And what happens is that on using the right eye, he can see a different set of scales, and using the left eye, he can see a different set of scales. And he can only see the object in the near object for the near vision using his right eye. So if there is any deviation in the scale, in this scale, for example, in this case, we can see that when the eyes they focus, when the right eye is focused on the object, the left eye is deviated. Okay, fusion is broken and the left eye is deviated outwards. How much degrees? We can see that it's 6 degrees exodeviation. ये हमें इस स्केल से पता लग जाता है for near vision. इसका क्या है concept? मैं आपको वीडियो लिंक सेंड कर दूंगा, आप उसे देखेंगे, it will be clear to you. The important thing is to remember here is that Maddox swing, it's used for near vision, while Maddox rod is used for it's used for far vision, right? So when we did the Maddox rod test, we found out that he has left exophobia. And it's also for near. When we did the Maddox swing test, we found out this. We found out that it's both for near vision and for far vision. So now we use prisms. Prisms का इसमें concept क्या है? It's the same thing. Prisms, they deviate the light so that the eye has to move. Now let's say that in this example over here, the person is seeing an esodiviation. Okay? The person is seeing an esodiviation. What we will do is that we will introduce a prism in front of his right eye, in front of his left eye. And what will happen is that the prism, it will deviate light rays. बस इस picture को अभी सिर्फ इतना समझें कि it deviates, the prism deviates the light rays. When the light rays are deviated, the eye has to move. Okay? The eye has to make a movement, has to make a recovering movement so that it can still see the object in regard through that prism. Okay? The left eye or the right eye is deviated when we introduce a prism in any of the eyes. One of these eyes will move. It will make a recovering movement so that this is the final result. And this will be converted into this if we introduce a prism in front of one of these eyes. ये कॉन्सेप्ट आपको समझ आएगा? नहीं आया, ठीक है, चलो इसको हम दोबारा एक बार डिस्कस कर लेंगे. ठीक है, तो the prism, the power of the prism used, जो हम prism use करते हैं in order to make this go to this, so that is the angle of deviation. That is why prisms are necessary. They tell us the angle of deviation. So let's say he has 10 degrees of deviation. He has 10 degrees of deviation, right? Now finally, synaptophore. Synaptophore is used to measure the fusional reserve. What does this mean? This is an example of a fusion slide. In this case, this is what the patient is saying. The left eye of the patient, it sees this image, right? And the right eye of the patient, it sees this image. Okay? The patient can make out this image from both the individual images, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि synaptophore में दो tubes होती हैं, one tube for the left eye, one tube for the right eye. He's saying that he cannot see both these images using one eye only. So if he makes this compound image from this image in the right tube and this image in the left tube, we can see that fusion is present. So in order to check the fusional reserve using synaptophore, what happens is that we in the synaptophore prism पे ही mechanism आ जाता है कि a prism is introduced, or simply the images, they are distorted in such a way that the eyes have to work to maintain fusion. Okay, they will either be distance apart or something will happen inside that synaptophore which will make the images distorted, and the eyes, they will have to fuse again. They will have to make sure that the fusion is present. So in this way, we check the fusional reserve. Yeah, it's a difficult concept to grasp, but this is more or less how it's done. तो फ्यूजनल रिजर्व कितना होता है, क्या होता है, दिस इज अबव आवर लेवल, वो हमें करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. जैसे नॉर्मल फ्यूजनल इफेक्ट्स वो कितने डिग्रीज का होता है एंड ऑल दैट, बट इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट इन द मैनेजमेंट ऑफ फोरियास. मैनेजमेंट हम अगले सेशन में करेंगे. अभी आपको क्या समझ नहीं आया, आप मुझे बताओ ताकि हम उस पर फोकस करें. मुझे समझ आ रही है कि यू गाइस आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ प्रिज्म्स. व्हाट एल्स कैन वी डू? चलो, इन द मीन टाइम, जब तक ये सेशन अभी मैं ख़त्म करने लगा हूँ, रिकॉर्ड कर रहा था, तो वीडियो विल टेक अ टाइम फॉर सेविंग. जब तक मैं आपको वीडियो देता हूँ, यू हैव टू सी दैट, उसमें आपको प्रिज्म से थोड़ा सा बेहतर समझ आ जाएगा. उसके बाद फिर हम इसकी ट्रीटमेंट डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है, आई विल बी बैक इन 5 minutes.
Okay.